The War Flag of Frost is a brand new flag added with Winterfest 2024. Probably one of the better flags that's ever been added to the game. Amazing on defense. We'll talk about more about that a little bit later, but there's some questions we got to answer with this, and let's do it together.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the War Flag of Frost. Now, you get the War Flag of Frost in the War Flag gift. This is a limited time only flag. Will it be available after Winterfest? I don't know. Maybe it's been announced that yes, it will be available some way, somehow. But I can tell you this, the War Flag of Swift Warriors, the flag that was released just a little bit ago, this was added to a Mysterious Island map as one of the rewards. And I don't think it's available now. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody let me know in the comment section down below if there currently is a way to get this someplace else. I would love to know. The War Flag gift is one of the better gifts. In fact, I think it's the best gift of all of the gift opportunities that are available. Obviously, it's going to be different for you depending on your account, but the War Flag gift contains the golden threads as well as Mysterious Island Explorer moves and the War Flag of Frost. Everybody should get this, in my opinion. It's really, really strong. But I want to break it down. There's some questions about this ability that we got to take a look at just to make sure that we're all on the same page. We understand how this bad boy works. The skill itself, every 18 seconds, Frost is cast on enemies, reducing their skill levels by 2. This effect lasts for 8 seconds. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, if you check out the full description, the War Flag casts Frost on enemies, reducing the hit rate of their skills. There is some question marks about how this works in practice. Now, the immediate assumption is that it affects those heroes with debuff abilities. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But also, lowering the enemy's level could impact their damage output. And while this is kind of an interesting opportunity, lowering damage overall is always a good thing. How much will it actually lower? Pretty cool animation, if you ask me. How much does it lower overall? And if it does only impact stuns and blinds and charms, how much does it impact those? Well, over on the website, herowarcentral.com, got a blog breaking down all of the math for you. Oh, got to change the thumbnail. That's my bad. I got a blog breaking down all the math for you. I'm just going to show you some stuff in practice. There is a miss and hit system, an accuracy system built into this game for control effects only. All right, now, what do I mean by control effects? Stuns, blinds, charms, silences, those kinds of things mostly all have a chance to miss. Now, the bad news is if you're all level 130, the chance to miss is 0. All right, it can be prevented with Sebastian. It can be, countered with Chorus or whatever. But read this ability from Lars. Thanks to Stereotype for sending this over to us. The skill Lightning Bolt, right? It's got a damage component. Purple damage means magic damage. Also, chance to stun is lowered if the target's level is above level 128. You can see that the ability itself is level 128. So the skill level affects accuracy of control effects. And you can see this in other heroes as well. Here is a nice screenshot of Orion. Chance to slow is lowered if the target's level is above 128. Why did I do 128? Well, 128 is what the flag lowers by 2 levels. 130 minus 2 is 128, right? And here's another example from Leon. Charm, chance lowered if the target's level is higher than 128. So my initial assumption, according to this first line of text right here, this War Flag casts Frost on enemies, reducing the hit rates of their skills. My initial assumption is it's reducing the ability for the debuffs to hit. The skill itself, the damage on the skill itself always goes through. Always, always, always. You cannot miss with the damage. It can be reduced with armor, magic defense, a shield, different things like that. It can be reduced, but you never miss with damage unless you are impacted by some debuff that causes you to miss, like a blind or something like that, right? So that's all well and good. But then the question becomes, lowering the skill level also could lower the damage of the ability, right? So the way that the damage modifiers work, it's 80% physical attack using Anvari's ability, because Anvari is really easy to test. 80% physical attack plus 80 times skill level, plus 1600, okay? So if the level is reduced by 2 of the ability, then the damage should go down as well, right? Because it's multiplied by the level plus 1600. So it should go down a little bit. So we did some testing with and without the flag on the field here. I don't have any active armor buffs or anything on the left side. I didn't use anything. You can see 11,023 is how much this ability did. Here's another screenshot, 11,023 with a heal from, I'm guessing, Thea there. Here's another screenshot from that same fight, 11,023. So that's how much damage that Anvari is doing to Marcus with his, you know, his Stone Grasp ability, right? So then adding in the War Flag of Frost, you can see clearly Anvari is being impacted by the Frost effect from the flag, right? So this is lowering his level by 2, yet he's still doing 11,023 damage. It's the same every single time. So I can say with like 99% certainty, unless my math is just really off, I usually only do math on Mondays, that this ability only impacts the debuff skill, the chance to stun. Chance to stun and bind is lowered if the target's level is above level 130, 128, right? That's the only thing that this is impacting. Well, how much is it actually impacting this battle? Well, here is the formula for those abilities. Okay, it's 4 divided by 4 plus opponent's level minus skill level times the, yeah, it's great. Here's the math broken down in a nice chart from Hero Wars Wiki. If you lower the enemy's level by 2, they have a 33.33% chance to miss. Okay, so if you attack 3 times, there's a chance that one of those is going to be a miss. Remember, the damage will always still go through if there's a damage component, but the stun or the blind or the silence or the charm, that has a chance to miss. Kark hits 3 enemies with his ultimate, so one of those 3 enemies might not get stunned because it's a 2-second stun on all 3 enemies. There are some heroes that don't actually have this little line of text. If you take a look at a hero, Lara Croft, her steady shot ability, okay, Lara Croft fires an explosive arrow at the central enemy. All enemies in the explosion radius receive 32,795 red is physical damage and are stunned for 2 seconds. You notice that it doesn't have that little line of text. It doesn't have that little piece right here. Chance to stun is lowered if the target's level is above. So the War Flag of Frost will not impact Lara Croft at all. She will always stun. She will always stun unless it's prevented by like Sebastian or Chorus or what have you. So how do we actually use this? How do we abuse this War Flag? Well, I would recommend it be the flag to use on defense going forward. Any team that attacks into your defensive team that has a chance to miss with one of their abilities, even if the damage still goes through, if the stun misses, and there's a lot of heroes that stun, there's a lot of heroes that blind, there's a lot of heroes that apply different debuffs based on the enemy's level. If those have a chance to miss, then your defense has a chance to win. The patterns that you actually use in the War Flag, because remember, you don't actually level up the War Flag itself, you level up the patterns to plug into it. The patterns that you use, it's going to be determined by the types of teams that you want to hold out against or the types of heroes that you have on your team. So if you're full of physical teams, then you want the magic defense buff. If you're only seeing, if you're a physical team and you're going up against a lot of dodge team, then you're going to want the accuracy, the dodge accuracy pattern on there. So that's going to vary a lot, but I will be using the War Flag of Frost on defense probably going forward. I think it's the best one for defense by far. All of these are really, really strong. The pet buff is really good. The tank energy gain is really good if you use a tank, of course. The War Flag of Decline is the one that I've been using all along. Decreased enemies healing. I think that for the first time, I will stop using this one and move everything over into the War Flag of Frost. I know that it won't work in every battle, but in the ones that it does actually help, the ones that I do avoid a stun, I avoid a silence, or I avoid a charm, I'll have a much higher chance of winning that fight. So we are going to be live streaming today, 12 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. UTC. We're going to talk about this, do some more testing. We're going to have we're going to have a good time with it. I can't wait to see all of you there. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Turn on notifications to never miss a live stream. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.